Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The studio lights blazed down on the glossy set of Cash Run, ITV's most watched quiz show of the year. The format had everything: pulsing music, dramatic time limits, thrilling trivia, and of course the towering grand prize, £250,000 in cold hard cash. It was the kind of show where underdogs triumphed, legends were born, and the tension between players and the charismatic host made headlines every week. On this rainy Thursday in London, the show had filmed one of its most shocking episodes to date. "We've never had a winner like this," whispered a crew member backstage as cameras panned across the set. "She's going viral already." Her name was Amara Steele, a soft-spoken librarian from Norwich who had never applied to a game show before. Her daughter had submitted her name without telling her. A month later, Amara stood under the bright ITV lights, blinking nervously, holding her breath as she faced the final round. "Amara," said Bradley Sharp, the beloved host of Cash Run with his signature smirk and crisply tailored suit, "if you answer this last question correctly, you'll walk away with £250,000. One question, one chance." The crowd was silent. The music swelled. The nation watched. She got it right, against all odds. Confetti exploded. The audience roared. Amara's jaw dropped as she staggered back in disbelief. Bradley enveloped her in a hug. "You've done it," he cried. "Our biggest winner ever." Or so it seemed. Amara was supposed to receive her prize within 30 days. That was the promise. But on day 31, nothing had arrived. She'd received the usual press interviews, appeared on This Morning, and even filmed a follow-up, Where Are They Now? segment for ITV2. But each time someone asked what she planned to do with the money, she danced around the question. Because she hadn't received it. By day 45, her patience turned into confusion. She reached out to ITV's contestant coordinator. A polite but vague response followed. "There have been administrative delays regarding disbursements from that episode. We're working on it." Then, silence. By day 60, the polite silence began to feel like a cold wall. That's when Amara Steele went public. It wasn't until Bradley Sharp posted a cryptic video on his Instagram that things truly exploded. "She never got the money, and I think I know why," he said grimly. His video was only 2 minutes long, filmed in a hotel room with messy hair and bloodshot eyes. He wasn't the dashing host in a suit. He looked like a man caught between loyalty and conscience. "Look, I can't tell you everything," Bradley said. "But what happened on Cash Run with Amara, it wasn't just a mistake. Someone didn't want her to win." The internet erupted. Justice for Amara trended for 48 hours straight. Was it a production error? A conspiracy? A legal loophole? ITV went into crisis mode. Meanwhile, in the shadowy underbelly of UK television gossip, a whisper network among former ITV employees began to light up. Old producers, disgruntled staff, a few former contestants. They spoke in private DMs, anonymous podcasts, and Reddit threads. The theory? The prize pool protection clause. Unbeknownst to the public, Cash Run had a clause buried deep in contestant contracts. If unforeseen circumstances, suspicions of foul play, or production compromise were detected, prize disbursement could be postponed indefinitely pending investigation. Someone had flagged Amara's win as suspicious. Why? She was too good, too calm, too fast with her answers. Some higher-up insisted she must have been fed the answers. There were whispers of a rogue intern, a leaked rehearsal script, even an AI model being tested on contestants. None of it proven, but enough to stall the payout. And enough to get Bradley Sharp suspended from the show when he refused to toe the party line. Inside ITV headquarters, a war was brewing. Gillian Rowe, the executive producer of Cash Run, had built her reputation on controlling chaos, but this time the chaos had slipped through her fingers. She had been the one who placed the hold on Amara's winnings, not because she believed Amara cheated, but because she knew someone else did. Her own showrunner, a slick rising star named Matt Killian, had leaked final round answers during rehearsals to impress a date who was watching from the audience that night. The date? A freelance entertainment reporter. And that reporter, she'd sold the story to a tabloid who buried it. Until now. When Bradley spoke out, it reignited the fuse. Under increasing pressure, ITV launched a full internal review. Independent auditors were brought in. Every episode of Cash Run over the last 6 months was rewatched, analysed and scrutinised. Matt Killian resigned in disgrace, claiming he was just pushing the entertainment value and had never meant for anyone to get hurt. But the damage was done. ITV's board decided to do something rare. They issued a public apology, not just to Amara, but to the viewers. We failed to deliver what was promised, and we will make it right. Bradley Sharp was reinstated as host. Gillian Rowe quietly stepped down. And finally, after 87 days, Amara Steele received her full prize. Amara didn't rush to spend the money. She didn't go on a lavish trip or buy a mansion. Instead, she launched a literacy charity for underprivileged teens. She called it the Cash Run Fund for Quiet Champions. When asked why she didn't sue or lash out during the ordeal, Amara simply said, "I believe the truth would outlive the lies," and it did. Her story inspired a documentary, The Prize That Disappeared, which aired to record numbers. Bradley narrated it. The day after the official apology aired, the British tabloids had a feeding frenzy. ITV, SCANDL, cheated by INNER, finally paid. Bradley Sharp's biometrial video, shakes the Nitidork. Quiet librarian takes on TV giants and WNs. Paparazzi began showing up outside Amara's home in Norwich, news vans parked at the foot of her street. For a woman who had once lived in comfortable obscurity among dusty bookshelves and quiet tea breaks, the sudden glare of fame was suffocating. She received letters, some kind, others cruel. One anonymous envelope simply read, "You should have kept quiet. You'll regret this." Her hands trembled as she read it. Amara wasn't naive. She'd gone up against a media empire and disrupted the illusion of perfection behind Britain's most beloved game show, but she hadn't expected threats. Or cameras following her daughter to school, so she vanished. Meanwhile, Bradley Sharp wasn't basking in praise either. Though he was hailed as a hero by some, others saw him as a traitor. ITV executives were split. Some wanted him out permanently. Others feared ratings would crash without him. Bradley, once the smiling face of Cash Run, now wrestled with guilt, insomnia, and pressure from every angle. He'd risked everything for truth, but had he broken the golden rule of television? Never show the audience what's behind the curtain. His agent urged him to play it safe. But Bradley had gone too far to turn back. He didn't want to host a game anymore. He wanted to change the game. 2 weeks after the scandal faded from headlines, Bradley received a private email. No subject line, no signature. Just a message. "Meet me at 11 p.m, Dockside Cafe, Brighton." We both know Cash Run wasn't the only rigged show. Let's talk. Curiosity clawed at him. He took a car to Brighton under a fake name, wore a cap and scarf, arrived at the cafe to find a familiar face. Chloe Denton, former quiz champion, fan favourite on Brainburn, a rival ITV quiz show that aired for 4 years before being mysteriously cancelled. She was sipping black coffee, eyes sharp as ever. "I know what they did to Amara," she said, "and I know what they did to me.